sheriff arrested Mama by mistake. Her baby screamed as the rancher swore to prove her innocent. Ma'am, don't make this harder than it is. You got the wrong goddamn house. I sat down on your knees. The woman didn't flinch. One hand on the railing, the other still sticky with cornmeal. She stared at the sheriff like she was trying to remember who he used to be. Her baby wailed behind her, raw-throated, panicked. Porch light blinked twice, caught in a moth's wings. The neighbor's mutt let out a long, dry bark, like it already knew how this would end. Sheriff Clyde stepped forward, boots loud on the wood. Face down, hands behind your back. June held her ground. You come into my house like this in front of my child. You match the bolo, ma'am. Description fits to a T. Your bolo can kiss my... Turn around. She didn't. Not fast enough for Clyde's liking. He shoved her shoulder. She stumbled, caught herself, hissed, I ain't running, you bastard. He cuffed her hard. Too hard. She grunted as the steel snapped shut. The baby's scream reached something deeper than pain. Boone Harlan, shirtless and sunburnt, leaned over his fence like a scarecrow come alive. His voice was low and sharp. That her only charge? Having the same face as a sketch. Clyde didn't even glance up. Stay out of this, Harlan. You got the kid screaming bloody murder and a woman with flour still on her hands. She resisted. She was cooking. The cuffs bit into June's wrist. She tried to turn her head, but Clyde forced it down. Stop struggling. I ain't. You're just mad. I ain't scared. Boone stepped over the fence. Where's your warrant? Probable cause. That's what you call a bad haircut and a gut feeling now? I said back off. The baby shrieked louder. June twisted, trying to see. Let someone get my boy. Boone was already moving, arms scooping up the red-faced baby from the porch. Got him, Clyde pointed. You do not interfere with a law enforcement? Then act like one. June locked eyes with Boone. For a second, time stopped. Her lips trembled, not from fear. Don't let them take him. I won't, Boone said. Clyde shoved her toward the cruiser. You're lucky he ain't old enough to talk yet. The baby cried louder. Boone turned his back on Clyde. I got you, little man. You scream all you want. Somebody's got to hear. Boone grips the baby to his chest as the sheriff's tires spit gravel. You proud of that, Clyde? She matched the bolo, Boone. She matched your hate. Clyde leans out the window, eyes cold. Don't start with me. It's already started. Back off. You're not law. Neither are you. Not anymore. The cruiser jerks into reverse, rock spitting against Boone's boots. He doesn't move. The baby cries louder, snot and sweat sticking to his neck. Clyde's jaw twitches. You want obstruction charges too? I want her out of cuffs. I want the kid inside. I want you gone. You'll get none of it. Boone steps forward. She was making dinner. She was resisting. She was barefoot. Clyde slams the door and gets out. Boots puff dust. You don't run this town. No, but I ain't scared of the man who thinks he does. You got a memory problem, Harlan? No, I remember everything. I remember your daddy fencing my grandfather's land with county wire. That dispute's dead. It ain't, just buried. Clyde looks down at the crying child. You want to raise that kid like she raised you? Lying, blaming, dragging others into your mess. Boone tightens his grip. You call that justice? Dragging a woman off her porch with no warning, no proof? I got proof. Then show it. She fits the sketch. Every tired mother in this town fits that sketch. Clyde's voice hardens. You keep pushing, I'll come back with papers. You keep pushing, and that baby'll remember your boots more than his mama's arms. That a threat? That's a fact. Wind cuts between them. The dog barks again, closer now. Clyde nods once. You watch yourself. Boone doesn't blink. I've been watching since your old man wore that badge. The sheriff walks back to his car slowly, like every step weighs more than it should. Gravel crunches, door creaks, engine turns. Boone waits until the cruiser disappears down the dirt road, then kneels by the porch. The baby hiccups against his chest. He whispers, I got you, boy. I got you. The porch light flickers again. Boone looks at it like it's trying to speak. Then his eyes shift to the dust still settling. He knows what's coming, and he knows it's just begun. June wipes blood from her lip and spits in the sink. You still got that cigarette scar on your arm? the deputy asks. June doesn't flinch. Yeah, got it the same night my mama disappeared. Deputy Rose leans back against the counter, arms crossed. You were 12. 12 and lied to. You said she ran off. I said what your daddy told me to say. Rose looks away, jaw tight. You know how it was back then. Still is. The holding cell door creaks open behind them. No one speaks. The silence in the sheriff's office has a weight to it, like the walls remember more than the people inside. June sits on the cot, face bruised, wrists raw. Clyde do that? Rose asks. Didn't stop him. He's your cousin. Not by choice. Rose stands in the doorway. You knew we'd end up here again. I never left. You burned that barn down. He was in it. He was your daddy, and I put out the fire. That's not how I remember it. You weren't there. Rose walks over slow. Her boots soft on the floor. That file's still sealed. Of course it is. Judge stamped it confidential. He was drunk when he signed it. And your daddy still disappeared. He didn't disappear. He screamed. The light flickers. June looks up at the ceiling, eyes distant. They said it was an accident. Gas leak. No gas lines in that barn. Then what was it? Him. Locked the door behind me. Said if I told anyone I'd end up like Mama. And your Mama? She's in that well behind the shed. Or what's left of her. Rose steps back like the air just shifted. Jesus, June. I buried that too. Like they taught us. Why come back now? I didn't. Clyde brought me. Why'd he arrest you? Wrong face. Right guilt. A siren chirps outside. Rose looks toward the front. You want coffee? You want the truth? Not if it costs my job. Then get me coffee. June leans her head back against the wall. The cot creaks. Rose doesn't move. Outside, thunder rolls far off. Inside, the badge on the desk glints under the flickering light. Nobody says what they both know. This place remembers. Boone struck the match again, lit the lantern, and held it up. The shaft of the old well breathed cold on his neck. Stones were loose. Boards rotted through. What the hell were you hiding, June? The baby giggled behind him. Boone turned. The lantern went dark. He relit it, jaw tight. Ain't funny. The baby giggled again, chasing a moth. Boone set the lantern down and pulled the first board free. Then another. Dust and black mold poured out like breath. The well moaned low. He looked down, saw the rusted tin flashing back at him. There you are. He climbed halfway in, reached. The box scraped his knuckles. He dragged it out, coughed hard, eyes watering. It was dented, padlocked, wrapped in plastic turned to dust. He popped it with a crowbar. Inside, a bundle of yellowed papers, a dried ribbon, and one thick envelope sealed in wax. No address, just a stamp, Governor's Office, 1989. Boone whistled low. What the hell, June? He opened the envelope. Inside, typed crisp untouched, was a letter. Boone read it aloud slowly. To whom it may concern. If this reaches you, then the circle has failed. He kept reading, voice flattening. Sheriff Walter Knox has overseen unlawful land seizures under Order C-77. Falsified witness statements. Leveraged threats against minors in custody. Boone stopped, lips dry. Walter Knox, that's Clyde's daddy. He looked back toward the house. Hell! He turned the page. There were names, judges, clerks, bank managers, all tied in. The last line hit like spit to the face. This document was denied entry into the official record under emergency order. Keep it buried until justice can stand. The baby crawled toward him. Boone picked him up, held him close. You hearing this? This is what took your mama's voice away. The wind shifted. The trees stopped swaying. The night stood still. Boone packed the letter back, shut the box, tied it tight. He looked down into the well. You held this a long time. He spit into it. Now it's mine. He lifted the lantern, grabbed the baby, walked up the path slow. Every step felt watched. Back in the kitchen, he set the box down on the table. He didn't sit, just stared at it. You buried the truth, June, he said. Now we dig up every damn lie around it. Why'd your daddy make you bury that letter? 'Cause truth doesn't grow in daylight out here? June stared into the one-way mirror, still, silent, watching her own reflection like it owed her something. Deputy Rose sat down slowly. You were what, 10, 12? Looked younger. He gave you the box. Handed it to me in a pillowcase. Said, dig where the dirt feels loose. You ask why? He had blood on his temple. The shirt was burned. Jesus, June, I asked. He said if anybody finds it too soon, they'll burn me too. Rose looked down at her notepad. Didn't write a thing. So you dug. Middle of the night. With a spoon. By the old well. And the next morning? He was gone. So was the dog. Barn still smoldering. Rose leaned back. You remember what was in it? No, not really. I never opened it. Just felt the corners. Something hard, something soft, something that shook when I moved it. You tell anyone? Told the preacher's wife. She slapped me. Said my mama ran off with a man and my daddy couldn't take it. That's what you believed. I believed in ghosts before I believed in her. The mirror buzzed faintly. Somebody behind it clicked their pen. June's eyes never left it. Rose cleared her throat. You know who signed off on your daddy's badge? I do. Walter Knox. I know. That badge ended up on his son's chest. Rot sticks where you nail it. Rose stood up. You really think Clyde's protecting something? I think Clyde doesn't know what he's carrying. Just wears it 'cause it fits. You saying he didn't earn it? I'm saying it was passed down like a sickness. Rose looked back at the mirror. Then at June. You want that letter out now? Doesn't matter what I want. What matters then? That it ain't buried again. June leaned forward. Her cuffs clinked softly. You ever wake up and feel someone else's memory inside you? Rose didn't answer. June smiled faintly. That's what this place does. Ain't no forgetting, just layers. She sat back, eyes on the mirror. It's your turn now. Dig or don't. Silence filled the room like water in a well, and the truth kept breathing, Your Honor. This paper has a seal from the governor's office. That letter's 35 years old. Mr. Harlan, and still more honest than anyone in this room, Judge Hanley stared down at Boone over his glasses. Watch your tone. Boone stepped closer. Read the names. Your signature's in there too. I've signed a lot of things. Not like this. Not with blood on it. Murmurs in the courtroom. Clyde shifted in the front row, arms folded, jaw locked. His badge caught the light. Hanley flipped the page. His hands shook. This doesn't belong in court. Neither did June. She was arrested lawfully. She was silenced illegally. Clyde stood. This ain't about my father, Boone turned. Ain't it? 'Cause he's on page 2. Along with yours, Hanley snapped. Sit down, both of you. Boone didn't move. There was supposed to be a trial in 91. June was ready to testify. Hanley narrowed his eyes. That trial never happened. Exactly. Rose entered through the side door, holding a dusty manila folder. Found it in cold storage. Hanley's voice dropped. You weren't asked to retrieve anything. I wasn't. I remembered it. She handed Boone the folder. It was labeled sealed by order. No court stamp. Boone opened it. Inside, black and white photos, burned barn, handwritten statements, June's name at the top. Look here, he said, holding it up. She said he locked her inside. Said he threatened to bury her mama if she spoke. Clyde stood again. My father served this town. He used it like a hammer, Boone shot back. He cleaned it up. He covered it up. Hanley rose slowly. This courtroom will maintain order. Boone stepped toward him. Order? That letter named you. Said you let the file vanish. Said you owed the badge your seat. Hanley's lip twitched. Careful. Boone raised the folder. You had a chance to protect her. Instead, you sealed her shut. Rose's voice cracked through the silence. June didn't forget. Neither did we. Hanley stared at the floor, then the bench, then nothing. I'll review the documents. You'll do more than that, Boone said. Clyde stepped back, suddenly quiet. Boone turned to Rose. Get her out of that cell. Hanley didn't argue. He just sat back down, quiet, cold. Truth didn't scream. It stared, and no one could look away. Mama, the baby says, pointing. June gasps. Not you, she whispers. Not here, she stares at the judge. At the sheriff. Her hands start shaking. Boone rushes in after the child. I'm sorry. He slipped past me. Nobody breathes. June drops to her knees. Baby. Come here. The baby stumbles forward, arms out. Mama, he says again. Clyde stiffens. Hanley looks lost. Boone scoops the child up. He doesn't know what he's saying. June's voice cracks. He knows more than you think. The baby leans into her arms. She holds him, eyes unfocused. Same sound. Same night. Hanley stands. Miss Delaney, June cuts him off. Heard that word through the wall. Rose moves closer.
What wall?
The root cellar. The night Mama vanished, Clyde mutters. This is nonsense. June turns. Your father came to our house. Said Mama owed him silence. Boone shifts. You never told me that. I never told anyone. I buried it. Hanley wipes his face. We're not reopening old grief. June looks him dead in the eye. That grief never closed. She stands holding her child. I heard her scream, then say one word. No, just like him. The room is still. Even the ceiling fan stops groaning. Rose asks, You think your mother was... I don't think. I remember. Clyde steps back, breath caught. June walks forward, baby on her hip. You took my father. You buried my mother. You tried to raise me like a lie. Hanley looks down. Clyde looks away. Boone looks straight at her. And the baby, eyes wide, says it again. No, the gavel drops. Charges dismissed, Judge Hanley says. Miss Delaney, you're free to go. June doesn't move. Boone takes her arm. Come on, let's go. She lifts the baby, steady now. They walk past Clyde. He doesn't look up. She stops, turns, voice quiet, flat. Ask your daddy what happened to mine. Clyde flinches. Doesn't speak. The courtroom doesn't breathe. Boone opens the door. Outside, the wind stirs dust along the porch. The baby laughs. June steps into the light. Clyde stays frozen, badge heavy. And overhead, the sky stays gray.